How to keep a girl interested in you? I'm sure that's the question that's in every guy's mind who has ever experienced the feeling of having a girl like them, but only to see her slip right through their fingers, and there was nothing they could do about it. If this has happened to you, first of all, relax. It's not that big of a deal. Actually, that's quite normal. You're not alone. It's part of the courtship process. I'm sure millions of men have gone through the same thing. It's how the dating game goes sometimes. It just means you have to learn the game a bit better, or perhaps a lot better if you want to keep her around for a long time. Getting the girl for some guys might be the easiest part for them, but keeping her interested and engaged could take some work. It's just one more thing you have to worry about in the long mating ritual between a man and woman. And the good news is, it can all be learned, just like you're now able to talk to a woman, get her interested enough to give you her phone number, and convince her to go out on a date with you. And eventually get her to become your girlfriend. This is just another skill that you must develop if your goal isn't to keep on losing your girl to another guy. So if you're a guy, and you're watching this video right now, and you're pretty serious about taking your relationship to the next level, then get ready, because once you've learned some of these skills on how to keep a woman interested, you'll never be the same again. You'll have a clear advantage over any guy who has yet to find this out. Okay, now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's get to it. Shall we? Here are some ways you can make sure your woman doesn't leave you prematurely. Learn how to build an emotional connection with her. Most men have no clue how to connect with a woman on an emotional level, and they're shocked or surprised when their women leave them and hook up with another man who does. So what are most men used to doing instead? They're used to just learning some techniques on how to get a woman to be interested in them enough to go out with them. And this will work fine for a while, but what they fail to do is, they never learn anything beyond that, especially on how to get a woman to invest in them emotionally, and build an emotional connection with her. So how do you build an emotional connection with a woman, you ask? Well, it's quite simple actually. What you have to understand is, women are emotional beings, and they have this need to connect with a man on a deep emotional level, not just on a surface level. And one way you could start to connect with her, especially within minutes of meeting her, is by trying to tap into her emotions. And the way to do this is, ask her any question about herself that will automatically get her into her emotions. For instance, if she happens to mention her job which she doesn't particularly like, say to her, as a little girl, "What did you imagine yourself doing when you grow up?" And then say, "I bet it wasn't this." And if you're being authentic with her, she's going to feel it, and she'll start to tell you about her dream as a young child. And now, all of a sudden, you're getting her into an emotional state, thinking and talking about happier times, and attributing all those good feelings to you. Now, because you were able to make her feel vulnerable, and she opened up to you, something probably no man has been able to do to her before, the two of you are now emotionally connected. So now, when she gives you her number, and you call her later on, she will actually pick up and remember you, instead of saying, "Who's this?" And this is just the beginning when it comes to building emotional connections. If you take the time to learn all the different ways you could do this, you'll have no problem keeping a girl. Instead, she'll be chasing you for more of those good feelings you're able to make her feel whenever you're around. Alright, now that you understand how powerful it can be when you learn how to build emotional connections with your partner, let's talk about another skill you may need to master to keep her from leaving you for another guy. Find your purpose in life, and start focusing on it. A mistake a lot of men make when it comes to women, when they get into a relationship with a woman, now all of a sudden, she becomes the center of attention for them, they no longer do what they used to enjoy doing, and they start to lose focus. They become too clingy and needy, which causes the woman to start questioning their relationship, and begins to lose interest in him, not to mention respect. And all the attraction she feels for him starts to slowly evaporate, until she has no choice but to leave. So if you're a man who wants to avoid this kind of situation, what should you do? Learn to always stay on your purpose. It should come before anything else, and yes, that also includes women. And when she sees that you have a life independently of hers that occupy most of your time, that should actually excite her. And she's going to want to be part of it, and even try to steal some of your time away from your purpose, or your mission in life. And just like that, your life becomes a challenge for her, and exciting, and that's exactly what was missing before in your relationship, and now you're giving her a reason to stick around, and perhaps be your biggest supporter. So in summary, if your goal in the end is to keep her interested in you, and not lose her, then you need to be very clear on what you should start doing right away before it's too late. Learn to live a life that is full of excitement that she's going to want to be part of instead of one that's dull and uninteresting that she's going to want to run away from. In addition to that, you may need to learn to connect with her not just in the physical sense, but emotional as well. That way you can start building a bond and a friendship between the two of you that will last a lifetime. Cheers. So there you have it. Now you know how to keep a girl interested in you and make sure she never leaves. I hope I was able to answer your question on how to keep a girl interested in you. And understanding this is half the battle. Now you have enough information to help yourself make better relationship decisions. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and leave a comment. Thank you.